era of accountability where men called you out for things that was unethical, or they didn't line up with what you were saying. That if you say you're going to be a man of integrity, be that. And I'm not saying that we have to be perfect and flawless, but at the same time, it's just like we need more of that. We need more of men who have higher standards and higher morals, even just for themselves, outside of women. Like, let's just scratch women out the picture. I'm just talking to the men now. Let's scratch that. Let's get to a place where we're walking in our purpose to please God and to fulfill our spot here on this earth, right? Like, we've been given a certain amount of time to live on this earth. There's a quote that says, you have a birth date and a death date, and the dash in the middle is up to you. So what are you going to do? What kind of memories are you going to leave people with? Are you going to impact people where when it's all said and done that they can really be honest about the way you lived your life? I seen a quote, and it was actually on a t-shirt, and I had it. I had it some years ago. The t-shirt said, live your life so the pastor won't have to lie at your funeral. And I was just like, wow, that's a bar. I said, that'll preach. And I was telling my wife the other day, that's the way I live my life. And again, I'm not perfect, but I'm thinking when it's all said and done, what is my wife going to say when it's all said and done in my personal life? Can she get up there and be honest about the way I lived my life, without any kind of, lying at the altar and stuff like that? Like, yeah. And then everybody's looking at like, Sean wasn't that great of a guy. Because you'll go to funerals and somebody could have been, and God bless whoever. I'm just saying, that they lying. They get up there and you like, he was horrible. He was a terrible person. All the stuff that he did to us growing up. Those type of things. I don't want that to happen when it's all said and done. Like, I want my life to be memorable. I want my kids to remember good memories of me. I don't want to leave them behind with full of trauma and bad memories. I want to be at a place where my kids can say, no, my dad was a great man. My dad was a responsible man. He showed me how to be a man. He showed me how to pray. He showed me how to love God. He showed me how to respect others and have a great work ethic, because that's what I believe. I believe because I have 3 little boys at home, and I want to be able to give them a good work ethic. I want them to love God, but I want them to respect women. I want them to have a good work ethic. I want them to be impactful. I want them to be able to help others, whoever they come in contact with, that they become memorable. So as I get older, I'm like, man, raising these kids, everything I do is going to impact them for the next 30, 40 years, even when I'm gone, right? So think about the things that you've been through with your father or with your mom. Are they memorable? And again, we all make mistakes, but you want to be at a place where your kids are highly impacted by the life that you live, that you live the life of morals and integrity. And I seen, I was watching a video the other day, and he was talking about a pastor, and he was talking about the impact that he's going to leave on his children, because as we get older, and I'm 45. So I'm starting to really see how fast life can move. I mean, I woke up one day, I was 15. I woke up the next day and I was 28. Woke up the next day, I was 35. Like, life moves so fast. And a lot of times I don't think we think about the impact that we leave on our kids because we are so busy doing things. And I'm talking about not just a financial legacy, but the legacy that you leave of memories. And I'm realizing how important it is to build memories, that when I'm gone, and I know this sounds selfish, but I want to be so good to my wife that she don't even want to remarry. That she's like, no, this dude was so phenomenal that there's never going to be a man that can replace him. I mean, I think about like Betty Shabazz and I think about Coretta Scott King. They never remarried because the impact that the men that they were married to was so incredible. Like, I don't think I can do this again with anybody else. That's the kind of life that I'm trying to impact my wife with. That's when people come to my funeral, and I know this might sound a little, I can't think of the word right now, but I want people to have happy and great memories of me. So every time I live my life, I'm living it on intentionally. I'm living it on purpose, and trying to live a life of integrity. It's gonna cost you something. I have struggles. I have things that I'm dealing with it's a struggle every single day to try to be intentional about the man of God that I want to be and how I impact others and what memory will I leave with other people. I journal. Journaling is a great way, because I look at my journal from 2 years ago. I still have the same book that my wife bought me some years ago. And as you can tell, I don't journal every day because I said years ago. I look at some things that happened 2 years ago, and I'm like, wow, God delivered me from that, or God delivered me from that. And I'm just thinking to myself, if he got me through that, he can get me through whatever I'm complaining about in my journal now. So it's pretty cool to look back. So if you don't journal, go ahead and journal. I think it's a great way to get things out from your mind into paper and putting it in the atmosphere, because there's some things that I want to do personally that I want to see come to pass. Thank you, Lingo by 522. I don't know. I might have messed it up. I'm sorry. But thanks. I appreciate it. But I'm thinking, man, I see what God got me through in this one. Then, I write down what I want to see come to pass. There's some things that I want to see come to pass this year that I'm believing God for. And I'm looking forward to looking in my journal 6 months from now and be like, oh yeah, this happened too. Like, wow, okay. So it's a great way to get that everything out of your head, because there's so much stuff that go on in our everyday life that we can get off track because we just thinking about this, we thinking about that. And so materialize it. Everything that's in here, get it out. Even my son is 7, and I'm teaching him to journal at 7. How was your day today? I'll pick him up from school. School was good today? Yeah, it was good. Okay. When we get home, he eat dinner. I tell him every day, I need my 30. And when I say that, I'm saying is I need my 30 minutes. I need you to be reading, and I need you to journal. So, oh yeah, for sure. So every day he know the drill. He tried to play me the other day because I was like, dude, you know what we do. This is what we do. I need your 30 minutes. And he act like he didn't want to do it. So I was like, okay, well, you don't want to do it? I'm going to take your phone, no electronics, none of that stuff. Don't ask for nothing for the next 24 hours. And he was heated, and with kids, you don't even have to really discipline kids as much today. You just need to take their devices and stuff from them. Just take that from them, and they'll get in line, because he got the message. So what did we do yesterday? He gave me his 30 minutes because I'm like, yeah, dude, this is what we do. So I'm trying to train him into doing this for himself too. So when we are journaling, I'm like, write down your feelings. What did you feel today? So that way when he get older, he can express himself through paper. Who knows? He might be a poet. He might be the next Langston Hughes. Who knows? But if we train up our kids, we can give them the tools that we didn't have.